I really like using my DIY alcohol stove when I'm camping because it's light, it's easy to deal with. We used it this past couple weeks ago when we were camping up there at the Cohutta Wilderness area in North Georgia. My biggest concern, my biggest problem, my biggest worry is saving alcohol, reusing the alcohol, getting the alcohol back in the bottle. Well, I come up with a solution. I'm going to set up my cook kit here in the kitchen on the stove. We'll put some water on it. Half a cup or so, I don't know. That's a little hot. Let's get a good close-up look on that. That really does the job. It is smooth, it is even. Those flames are coming out nice and pretty like. And as you can see, we've almost got a boil, and that is not using the top. I mean, that's probably a half a cup of water, so I didn't expect it to go long. But with alcohol stoves, as you may well know, don't blow out. You can't blow them out, so how do you get rid of them? This is what I come up with, and it's so simple. I'm surprised nobody else has done a video on it. Bottom of the Coke can puts it right out. Now, if somebody has already thought of that, awesome. I haven't seen a video on that particular way of doing things. I'm not saying I'm the first to think about it. It's just something that I did think about. Now, another problem with these alcohol stoves, now Tinny at Mini Bull Designs has got one that I'm halfway tempted to buy. He's got a tube going from his fuel bottle that's laying on his side going over to his stove. Check out his side, they're awesome. Going out to his stove, and when the fuel starts getting low, he just picks it up, squeezes it a couple times, pumps more fuel into it. When he's done, he just picks it up, drains the fuel back into the bottle. Still a little warm, so let's give it another minute to cool down, and we'll take a look at it. So what I figured, I'm going to use my Coke can to snuff it out, snuff out the fire. Still a little warm. I'm going to let that cool off and come back to you in just a second. Alright, it's cooled down a little bit, but it's still kind of warm, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let it cool off in the aluminum Coke can. I'm just going to take this, yeah, that's real hot, turn it over. It's hotter than I thought it was. And I'm just going to let it drain into the snuffer can. There's still going to be a little bit of residue, but look how much fuel that I'm able to put back into my fuel bottle. That's quite a bit of fuel. So I've accomplished three things with this snuffer can. One, I'm able to put the fire out pretty quickly. When I'm done cooking, I can put the fire out. Two, I don't have to be careful on how much how much fuel I measure out, because I don't want to. The problem with alcohol stoves that I saw before is you had to know exactly how much fuel to put in your stove to cook or to boil whatever you're going to cook or boil. If you don't have enough, you got to take the pot off, add more fuel. That just takes time. You got a chance of your food cooling off, and you got to start over sometimes. So, one, I can put the fire out. Two, I can put as much fuel in there as I want, and not have to worry about wasting it, so I can cook all my food, boil all my water in whatever time I need. After putting out the fire, 3, I can put my fuel back in my bottle after it cools off. Alright. So that was pretty full, about up to the top. So now I'm going to pour it back in there. Because this is an aluminum can, I can sort of squeeze it a little bit. Hopefully you can see this. Still a little warm, but I think it'll be alright. And I can pour it right back into the bottle without spilling a drop. And now there's not as much fuel that's going to evaporate. I'm going to leave that cracked a little bit so it can vent. So really, I only used that much fuel in boiling that little bit of water. There's still a little bit left. So we're going to dry this out and we're going to weigh it. And the beautiful part about this is, as sorry as a lot of people are when they go camping, you're bound to find an aluminum can somewhere. Alright, so let's weigh this empty bottom piece of a can. 1/8 of an ounce. So it doesn't add a lot of weight. Come on, 1/8 of an ounce? Something that weighs this little, 1/8 of an ounce, that performs 3 separate tasks, all involving cooking, I think is worth the little extra weight. And then when you're done with it, see, this is already cooled off. It goes right back in here. Goes right back into my pot. 1/8 of an ounce. Alcohol stove fire snuffer, if that's what it's called. What do you think? I'd love comments on that. I don't know what else to say. What else can you say about that? Leave me a comment. I gotta clean up this mess before my wife gets home.